Hello everybody, it's Sunday. I was actually doing the plot yesterday with a chap called Harry. He came down to collect some giant cabbage because I had plenty spare, so I've dished them out, and me and Harry spent about an hour and a half just having a chin wag down on the plot here. I also wanted to come down and check to see if there was any damage, and I'll show you that in just a second. There's not been a great deal, which has been fantastic. I've been a bit preoccupied this weekend. We've had a bereavement in the family, so I'm catching up on my sleep. But I've had a few questions regards to the CCTV setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look around the plot, show you the damage, and we're going to have a sit down and I'll just walk and talk you through exactly how I do this setup, and that'll be me for this week. I say me for this week. I've got to go home and do some potting up, and I'll show you that actually. So yeah, I've just been having a look for some pots because I need some more pots, and I've actually bought a few as well. But let's go and have a look and see what damage has been done. First bit of damage is just a spare bit of glass down here. It just fell over and just broke, which isn't too bad at all. Everything else, so the greenhouses and everything are absolutely fine. So I just need a bit of a tidy up. See, I've getting some more compost. I've brought one bag down here, so I know I've got a bag spare if needed. I've pulled up all the blue matting so that the spring flowers and spring bulbs can come up. As you can see, we've started to get the tulips are starting to come up with everything else that's in there as well, which is great. But everything else is absolutely fine there. There's no damage to the, wait, I say no damage. This bottom post has come loose, which is a straightforward fix. I'll just do the same as what I did down there on that side, just to re-strengthen it. Polytunnel covers are all still on, which is great. Everything else is absolutely fine as well. I need to go over the top of that bed, just getting rid of I started yesterday just pulling out the dandelions and stuff like that, because I top dressed this, and obviously everything that was inside the top dressing is starting to sprout, so I need to get rid of all of that. New polytunnel, it's absolutely fine. There's nothing, no damage in here. Let's see, I've built these to last. So there's no damage in here, which is fantastic. Secondly bit of damage, this bit of glass that was already loose on here has fallen out and smashed, so it's going to require a new pane of glass inside of there, which, like I say, isn't massive. Down the bottom of the garden, all the garlic is alright. Like I say, I just chucked all this blue matting down the side there. I need to find a permanent home for it for the time being. This will be on the to-do list. This is absolutely fine, structure's alright, apart from that bit, the top roof section there just needs screwed through into the main batten up there, but that's all right. Everything else down here is absolutely fantastic and fine as well. Everything right down to the bottom greenhouse has there was that pane there, it just fallen out and was over the other side, so I've just popped that back up and put something across the back of it. So yeah, so no other damage on here. And then going into the onion house, giant house, damage that's in here is them panels, and the panels on the side. So yeah, they were all flimsy and rubbish anyways. I'd already started losing some, so this whole side needs to be redone, just like I did with that side. And I've put some plastic up, so I'll probably end up doing the same. But yeah, everything's that's pretty much it. The damage on the plot, this is the majority of it, and a few bits of broken panes. I managed to find myself very lucky when it comes to this, because a lot of people have had a lot of damage on their plots, and all goes out of them. Full greenhouses falling over, and I mean the blowaway tunnels, don't know whether I can have any sympathy with them, because they're exactly what they are. They're kites, that's at the end of the day, but they do purpose for how much money you pay for them. And if you don't do a proper job on them, like frame them out like Dean Roberts did with his 4-foot rebar posts going halfway to China, then they're not going to be standing very longer. So a lot of people will be getting new covers for them, but better a new cover than a new greenhouse, new tunnel. But yeah, so a lot of people asking questions regards to me CCTV, me solar setup and everything like that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Wi-Fi unit, and I'll go and sit in the shed, and we'll have a quick chat, and I'll show you sort of like how much I pay and where I got the equipment from. So a lot of people, you say you don't need CCTV on the plot, but if you do feel the need to do it for security purposes, or for like we use it for as both security and also to keep an eye on Granda after his fall last year, then it's ideal for to be able to have to keep an eye on stuff. So the basic principles are what you need. I found that you can actually use power banks. Now these are little power banks which you can buy like 20,000 milliamp hour banks, or you can even get these like jackery ones that you can get. I mean, it's costing a bit more than using the little ones. Now it's like realistic, you want like a 12-volt system sort of thing, rather than have like mains plugged in and stuff like that. But what I started with is some small 20,000 milliamp hour batteries, which I just took home to charge, brought them down and plugged them into this, which is EE Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi dongle. Now inside of here there is a SIM card. Now that SIM card I get a good deal because I get through work as well, so I get like 30% off. So I pay £5 per month for the lowest amount of data available, because I've got a phone through EE as well, which I can gift data on, and I've got unlimited data on there, so I can gift up 100 gig. And now this cameras that I've got, the only thing that the Wi-Fi is used for is for the cameras. So when I've had a look and experiment with them, I'm not going anywhere near the lowest amount, which is like 2 gig, which is absolutely fantastic. If you start using it for actually browsing and stuff like that, you know, you need to also have a good Wi-Fi set, a good phone signal reception as well. So whatever has a good phone signal reception in your area would be a good idea for that. So like I say, I pay £5 a month. I got this second hand. So yeah, I mean, you can get different systems with it as well, different 12-volt systems, but that, for what I need, covers from here, from where I've got it placed, all the way over to Grandad Dave's. So it covers the entirety of the plot, which is really good. So we've got, but because I had to come down 2 or 3 times a week to change it out, it was getting a bit annoying. So I went for the sort of more permanent system. So of course, as you've seen in the past, I got myself some solar panels. So I'll tell you about the cost of them. So inside the shed, the cables come in from the solar panel. Like you say, you only need one, really. You can even get away with a smaller one. I'll just use this for a bigger system. So it goes down to a solar charge controller. Solar charge controller costs about a tenner. I got the solar panels for about 30 quid on Facebook Marketplace. And then from there, you can get these on Marketplace and stuff as well, or you can buy them with monthly fees included and stuff like that as well. So it depends on what you want to use it for. But I got this one. This then plugs into the solar charge controller to have continuous power, as long as I have power in my batteries. So obviously, of course, the solar panel setup and everything is on a different video. So I'm not going to go through how I set the whole solar panel system up, but the power is much better in here, and that is on all the time now. It's on all the time and where it lives, because I've got it on set up in a different place. Now the cameras, I've got a multitude of different cameras. This one is a Camtron camera. It's an IP camera. It only goes to 1080p. That one I did get gifted from Camtron, but the battery stopped working, so I've had to have it plugged in all the time, just like the Wi-Fi dongle. That's why it gets used as an internal camera. So if I pop outside, I'll show you the camera that I got from last week. The Eskimo, the Yamo camera. It's a 361. It goes up to 2K, and it's got its own little solar panel on the top there, so it's constantly charging, so I don't have to touch that. Once it's up, so I don't have to do anything. That's the one that you seen us install last week, and like I said, and like I showed you on the video, it was left, right, up and down. It's got the motion detection on it, it's got the speaking through the intercom, it's got the alarm and everything. Trust me, like I say, I've got a couple of these on the plot, and even I know where they are, and I still pop myself when they go off. So I've got a couple of them. I'll tell you about where I got them. I'll show you. So I originally got them on Amazon. Now they were around about 50 quid each at the time, but I think they're down in price at the moment. I think they're down to about £38 each. So they're not massively expensive if you want to have a field of vision all the way through, and there's an app on your phone that you use to be able to look on, and so that's the Yamo camera that I've got. So I've got a couple of them, and I've also got a couple of other ones as well, which aren't ones that rotate. So Grandad's got one on his plot, and he's got another one as well. So I think we've got 2, 4, 6, I think we've got about 8 cameras between the two on the allotment. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. It's not massive. If I can do it, anybody can do it. If you want to go nice and easy and you're down the plot regularly and you can charge them up, you don't have to go for the elaborate solar system and stuff like that. What you can do is sorry, what can you do is you can get these like 20,000 milliamp hour power banks, which I'll just pop a generic one up on this side here, or alternatively, like I say, you can get the larger power banks, which you can pay like 120 quid, 130 quid, and they last even longer. It depends on whether or not you're happy leaving it or putting it somewhere safe or whatever your setup wants to be. But that's how I've got my setup. I haven't just bought all of this all in one go. I've bought it in dribs and drabs, and if I have the kids down or anything like that, and they've got no Wi-Fi, they've got no data available, I can just throw like 50 gig out of my 100 from my mobile onto the Wi-Fi and then they can just browse when they're down here as well. So it is quite good for how I need to use it, and it comes quite handy for the way in which I've got everything set up. So yeah, basically breakdown, we've got 75 amp hour battery, leisure battery, solar charge controller, solar panel. That does the power. The Wi-Fi dongle you can get cheapest chips, or you can get it on a pay monthly through your phone contractor, or however you want to go about doing it. You've also got the SIM card if you want to get a separate SIM card, because like I say, I paid for my Wi-Fi dongle outright, and then I just paid for the SIM card afterwards. Then I've also got the cameras, which like I say, vary in range. You can get them for 20 quid, you can get them for 38 quid, like the ones I've just showed you there. So, and then setup is very straightforward. You just do it all through the app. You just plug that in, press the button on the Wi-Fi dongle, the lights will come on. These, even without power, they last for 4 hours. So even if your power bank runs out, like I say, it's 4 hours, then it's dead. You'll have to charge it up again. But I've had this for years now, and it's done really well for us. But I am looking into a more better system, for one that'll provide Wi-Fi further, so I don't have to just have it plugged in. But I'll tell you more about that going forward in the future. Back home in the shed, it's time to get potting on. I'll show you what's been going on with the seeds that I put in on the 20th, which was basically last week. I'm absolutely amazed by the germination here. So these were all sown on the 20th of the 1st. Swedes, the last lot of Swedes are starting to come up now. The Ian Neal's Swede coming up, the kohlrabi's all come up. The beetroot are all starting to come up there as well, which is great. Nothing quite yet on the peppers and the chilies, but they can take a little bit longer to come through. In fact, actually, I tell a lie. Something coming through there, so that's a good sign. So yeah, we've got a few things coming through on that side, but that's not what I'm going to be. I'm not going to be potting these up at the moment. I am going to be potting these onions up, and I'm also going to be potting these onions up. So I've also purchased this as well, which is like a little point of view holder. So we'll see what that's like, regards of like a different angle. And I'm just going to crack on with a bit of music in the background and get all of these potted up. I've just tried using that POV. It's not great for time lapse, so I'm not going to do it with time lapse. But as you can see, I'm in a greenhouse. A lot of new subscribers won't recognise this greenhouse, because this is the first ever greenhouse I had, and it's in my back garden. And it's, to be honest, it is being used as an absolute... It's a pigsty for a start. I've just tied up enough bench space for us to get in here, and this is where I got the original idea for the potting bench. So this was the first one that I ever made. A dog bed underneath with a shelf, and then fencing on the top, and then I've got the bench space on that side. This was originally where I had me lights and everything in here. I had everything in here. Used this as like me grow shed sort of thing, but it was a greenhouse. The underside is an absolute mess and a tip. This is so much easier than what I was originally going to do in the shed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my I'm going to get my compost, bring it in, pop it through here, so it all sieves out, and then I can easily get more space in here to do the potting up before I take it back into the shed. So as you can see, I've got my scoop, I've got my compost, which has already been, I've already mixed it. And all I do, just pour it. See the big lump there? Just push it through the gaps. Push it all out, make sure it doesn't go everywhere. so much easier than having to do by hand and picking it up and squeezing it around and stuff like that. I've got a mixture of vermiculite and also perlite in here. Not much, but as you can see, like, pulling all the bump out that I don't want. I'm only doing half a bag at the minute because I'm just going to crack on and get the rest of them all, get all the onions potted up. And then once I get the onions potted up, I'll then do everything else that I need to do. But I shouldn't need too much. I'm just going to leave it at that, to be honest. But this is what's going to happen when I get down the plot. Just a bit of wax on, wax off through the larger spokes. Bit of tippity tappity, getting rid of all the fibrous stuff. Go there, and then I have an absolute beautiful compost mix just under here. Lovely compost mix to be able to then use the scoop, get me tub, put it in the middle, and if I spill a bit, oh no, doesn't make a difference, doesn't matter, no having to brush up or nothing like that. So I'm going to go and grab the onions, and then I'm going to crack on and get all these potted up. Well, it's raining, it's cold, and this isn't fun anymore at the moment. So I'm just going to call it quits right there. I'll show you what I've getting sorted out here in the back. So I'm getting all of these onions potted up. I'm getting that onion potted up. Getting these onions potted up, and them ones as well. So I'm going to take all of these and get them all situated back into the vitapods, and then over the next few days I'm going to pot up the rest of the onions and also the other bits and pieces that need to be done. Hopefully it's better weather, because at the minute, like I say, I'm busy. I'm missing a window from in here, and everything's going to get getting wet. So I'm going to cover up the compost, and then I'm going to put these inside of the shed. And done. So that's them ones all potted up and all in the vitapod. I'm watering from below, so I've just popped some good couple of inch and a bit of water in the bottom of this tray. That'll all get soaked up throughout the course of the evening. Inside of this one, I've managed to squeeze a few more in. As you can see, I'm probably going to run out of space in here, so I will be potting all of these up throughout the course of next week, and then I'll also be making space in this corner. I'm going to put some more carrots and parsnips in over here, and then I'll be time for to get all of these potted up. So these aren't going to take up much space for the time being, because they can just go into here once I move the stuff around, because this is going to be getting taken out, and then these here can probably go in that corner, so I'll get that sorted. But yeah, all sorted. Actually, I've got some movement on the carrots as well, so yeah, I've got two of the carrots popped up into the... So I've definitely got 2 carrots to go with this year, but everything else will have to wait. But I'm definitely going to have probably too many onions, but I've definitely got ones at different stages, etc, etc, and it'll be good to get these into the beds. To be quite honest, I probably only need these ones. I don't probably need the other ones, but we'll see how things go. Right, it's Sunday, means it's dinner time, so I'm going to sign off from now and get this video sorted. So I look forward to seeing you all tonight, and I will, if anybody's got any more questions or you want to know about anything or anything on the plot, I don't mind doing a little video. So if you've got any questions or you want anything specific about what I've got or what I do, please feel free to reach out, just like you have done last week, and I'll try and cover it on basically the next video. But from me, thanks everybody for liking, comment and subscribing, and I shall see you all on the next one. Take care.